The air in Beast City crackled with a nervous, electric energy. For 24 hours, 100 contestants had lived in a sprawling, self-contained paradise built by MrBeast, a city of comfortable pods, a Feastables cafe, a 24-hour Starbucks, gyms, pools, and basketball courts. But it was all a beautiful illusion, a gilded cage. The shadow of elimination loomed over every laugh, every conversation, every moment of normalcy. 2 contestants, Sophie and Jim, documented it all through their vlogs, offering a raw, unfiltered glimpse into life inside the game. For Sophie, the initial hours were a whirlwind of exploration and alliance building. "Welcome to the city," she exclaimed, panning her camera across the amenities. $5 million. Jim echoed the sentiment, his excitement palpable as he claimed a bunk. But beneath the surface, a quiet desperation began to simmer. "In T-minus 20 hours, Sophie confessed later, her voice dropping to a whisper in the dim light of what felt like midnight, "I could literally be eliminated." The city, for all its comforts, was a pressure cooker of social dynamics. Cliques formed almost immediately. The smarts, as Sophie observed, kept to themselves, analytical and calculating, their eyes constantly assessing. The strongs were more outwardly jovial, clustering around the basketball court and gym, but their laughter sometimes seemed a little too forced, a shield against the impending unknown. Trust was the most valuable and elusive currency. "I'm definitely talking to a lot of people," Sophie mused, "and there are some people I really do like, and some people who I probably don't want to be around." Alliances were proposed, tested, and sometimes shattered with a single suspicious glance. "I don't trust him," she said flatly about one persistent follower. The game had begun long before the challenge was revealed. Jim tried to maintain a routine, a semblance of control. He vlogged his morning, brushing his teeth in the communal bathroom, heading to the cafe for eggs and a Starbucks. He worked out, joking with a stoic armed guard stationed near the literal wall of cash, $5 million stacked and gleaming under lights. A constant, tantalizing reminder of why they were all there. "Have you ever been around such a large amount of money?" he asked his viewers, before acknowledging the surreal reality. "They also have to have armed guards. They physically want to protect that amount of money." As the clock ticked down from hours to minutes, the anxiety became a physical presence. People sunbathed by the pool not for leisure, but in case the challenge was water-based. Conversations grew more intense, more strategic. "Find people you can trust and be confident in yourself," Jim stated, a mantra for survival. Sophie echoed the sentiment, her tone shifting from playful to fiercely determined. "I will not self-sacrifice myself. I'm not taking a bribe. I'm here to play, and I'm here to win." Then, in a surreal twist of catharsis, the tension momentarily broke. The contestants, united by shared uncertainty, staged the first annual Beast City's Got Talent. It was a bizarre, beautiful moment of humanity amidst the game. One man attempted, and tragically failed, the world record for the largest burp. Another performed a shaky magic trick. A group delivered an impromptu off-key song. For a few minutes, they weren't contestants fighting for a life-changing prize. They were just people in a strange situation, trying to make each other laugh. The cheers were genuine, a temporary salve for frayed nerves, but the respite was brief. With 13 minutes left, the reality came crashing back. Sophie found the first friend she'd made in the city. "We made it to the city," she said. "We're making it to the end." The promise hung in the air, fragile. "Final 2, they agreed, but the unspoken thought was clear. Only one could ultimately win. The final countdown was a silent, collective heart attack. 100 people gathered before the massive, sealed doors, their futures hidden behind them. The stragglers were called over. The ambient noise of the city seemed to mute, replaced by the sound of nervous breathing and pounding hearts. Jimmy's voice, amplified and echoing, promised the craziest thing ever shown on TV in history. The game was no longer about coffee, basketball, or secret alliances. It was about to become physical, visceral, and brutal. Jim steadied his camera, his own breathing audible. "My heart is beating fast," he admitted. "I can feel my anxiety building." Beside him, a teammate muttered, "Not right before a challenge, man." The digital timer above the doors flickered to 0, 10, 9, 8. The crowd joined in, a ragged chorus. 3, 2, 1, open the portal. Jimmy come. With a groan of machinery, the massive doors swung open. A wave of sound and light, indistinguishable and overwhelming, poured from the opening. The crowd gasped in unison. Oh, a single exhalation of awe, fear, and adrenaline. There was no time for thought, only reaction. As one, the 100 contestants surged forward, propelled by hope, desperation, and the relentless pursuit of $5 million, rushing into the blinding unknown of the first challenge, where half of them would see their Beast City dream vanish in an instant. The vlogs, the friendships, the sleepless nights, the calculated smiles, all of it culminated in this frantic, chaotic charge. The story of their 24 hours in the city was over. The story of the Beast Games had just truly begun.